Hello, welcome to today's 45-minute yoga class. For today's class, the focus will continue on like we were working with the shoulders last week, but we will work on the shoulder blades and the back body. So a lot of spine work, strengthening in the spine, and working on the shoulder blades. With that being said, we have a few minutes before we get started. So just take a quick look around your space and make sure that it's clear of any hazards that you can bump into. Just make sure it's clear of that. You won't need any equipment for today's class, just a mat and yourself. If you have a mat, that's great, although it's not necessary. And then as you make your way to your mat before we get started, just always remember that during class, if at any point you feel any faintness, dizziness, pain, or shortness of breath, you know your body best, so please stop exercising. So I'm going to make my way slowly to my mat as we get started. We're just going to start in a seated position just to begin to ground and root into our class. And in this seated position, you can remove the fleshier parts away from the glutes so that you sit down onto the bonier edges or the sits bones. You can allow the legs to be crossed, or if it feels more comfortable for you today to allow the legs to be nice and long, you can do that as well. The arms can soften towards the earth or your mat beneath you. And they can rest onto the thighs. You can allow the eyes to soften here and maybe even close. And just begin to tune in to the parts of your body that are resting towards the earth or against your mat. Notice perhaps which leg is crossed over the other. Notice where your thighs are in space and your hips. Just do an assessment of the body. Working your way up towards the spine, begin to notice the back body and all the natural curves that your spine has. You begin to draw a sense of awareness there and begin to sense as if the spine was lengthening from top to bottom. Noticing the length along the back of the neck all the way to the crown of the head. And then draw that awareness towards the front body. Notice where the arms are, the shoulders. Maybe you notice how the abdomen moves with your next breath. Maybe with the eyes closed here, you just begin to sense that grounding that you're creating, sense of awareness of the body. Breathing in and out through the nose. Just beginning to notice each and every move that happens with every inhale and exhale through the nose. And just take a couple more breaths here. Take another deep inhale through the nose. And then when you're ready, slowly opening up the eyes. Awesome. Staying in our seated position here, we're going to slowly begin to bring movement to the spine. So you're going to bring gentle twists to the body. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale, lift both arms overhead. Fingertips reach up towards the skies, spread nice and wide. Palms face each other. Take a nice deep inhale, root down through the corner edges of the hips. And as you exhale, you slowly begin to twist over to your right side. So the left hand can rest onto the right knee. The right hand can come behind you to support the spine and to encourage the spine to lengthen. And you can draw the abdomen in here. And then with every inhale, you can root down through the right palm behind you that's resting on the earth. And then as you exhale, you can find a gentle twist. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, there's a few options here. You can put your arms into cactus, and without using the support of the palms, you're using the strength of the torso and then just coming into that twist. It'll be a bit more challenging because you're using the strength of the obliques and the side muscles and the strength of the spine. So you'll notice that the corner edges of the hips like to lift up if you do this. So it's a lot more of the focus of slowly twisting, drawing the hips down, abdomen drawn in. So lots of options. Play around here and then take another full cycle of breath, full inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release, come back through center. We'll do the same thing on the left side. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale, lift the arms overhead, fingertips reach the sky. And then as you exhale, slowly twisting over to your left side, same thing. Right hand can rest onto the left knee this time. Left hand comes behind you, and you can plant that palm down into the earth behind you, resting really close to the low back to support the spine. Or if you'd like a more of a challenge, again, you can put the arms into cactus and then find that twist there. Lots of options. Play around, see what works best for you and how you'd like to challenge yourself. We're just slowly warming up here. And in these twists, sometimes it's really common for us to hold the breath. So consciously take one more cycle of breath here, full inhale. And then as you exhale, come through center. We're going to take a nice deep inhale, lift both arms overhead, and just release as you exhale. Hinge from the hips, palms come forward and root down in front of you. Back of the neck nice and long here. Just release the corner edges of the hips, allow them to root down to the earth. Draw the earth towards you here with the palm so that the shoulder blades reach back and the heart shines forward. Take a full cycle of breath here, full inhale, full exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to lift the palms up overhead and then exhale, arms to either side. Awesome. So we're going to go into those twists here, moving at your own pace from one side to the other. So over right, center, and then over to the left. You're going to kind of go at your own pace of breath. But as we move through it, we're just slowly bringing more momentum to the spine and using the obliques and the core and the spine strength to facilitate that twist. And you can kind of go at your own pace. So when you're ready, inhale, we'll start together, lift both arms overhead. And then as you exhale, just twist over to your right. This time we're not holding as long, so you can hold here for a cycle of breath. And then as you come through center, you can kind of switch. Cycling from the right, coming through center, and then over to the left. Doing a few rounds on each side. Couple more rounds. Breathing in and out through the nose. One more round. And then we'll all meet back in the center. Awesome. We'll slowly come into a tabletop position. And in our tabletop, we're going to curl up the spine in a few rounds of cat-cow. So we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And the tops of the feet can be flat against your mat or the earth, or the toes may be curled for balance, your choice. Then from here, you're going to take a nice deep inhale, root through the palms. As the belly draws down, the tailbone will curl up to the sky. And maybe you look forward or straight ahead. Hold here for a full cycle of breath, full inhale. As you exhale, you slowly draw the chin to the chest. You begin to arc the spine like a rainbow up towards the sky. Pelvis draws forward here. Really hold here and press the palms down into the earth. Feel the back of the shoulder blades expand there in that center. Hold for a cycle of breath. And then the next couple rounds, you can kind of move at your own pace, your own little freestyle. Continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. Maybe even slowing down the movements, imagining that you're moving one vertebra at a time. And then just assess, either watch or see where you lose that connection. So sometimes it's really natural for us to notice the movement of the low back, but sometimes along the mid-spine, you kind of lose that sense of awareness. So it's really neat to kind of slow it down and really join it with the breath. Do a couple more rounds at your own pace. Still moving really slowly, just bringing movement to the spine. One more round here. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then slowly meeting back in the tabletop position. We'll curl the back of the toes if they're not already curled. Lift through the knees and then find downward facing dog. So feel free to pedal out the feet here. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Just assess how you feel. You can widen out the feet here if that feels better for the hamstrings. Take another full cycle of breath here. And then as you exhale, you're going to look forward in between the palms and then walk both feet forward. Come into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Allow the head to hang heavy here. You can bend the knees as much as you need to, arms to either side of the body. And then slowly curling your way up. Same way as we were doing the cat-cow, moving one vertebra at a time, chin coming up last, head coming up last. Slowly making your way to equal standing posture. So from here, we're going to continue to move the spine. We're going to do a couple rounds of forward fold, and we'll hold and then allow them to be a little bit more static, but allow them to release the tension in the thighs and kind of breathe through it. So we'll move slowly and then slowly work our way up. So from here, we're going to inhale both arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward, head hangs heavy. We're going to inhale, hands to the shins, belly rises halfway up. Really press through the palms here, draw the belly in, allow the crown of the head to reach forward. Take a full cycle of breath here. As you exhale, allow the forehead to come down, head comes down, coming to your forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, arms come up. Exhale, hands to either side. We're going to do that again. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. And again, remembering to see if you can sync the breath with the movement. Inhale, belly rises to a 90-degree angle. Crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up to the sky. Arms come up. Exhale, arms down. We're going to do two more. We're going to inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Inhale, belly rises halfway, hands press against the shins. Exhale, fold, head hangs heavy. Inhale, all the way up, head comes up, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, come down. Final round. Let's inhale, float the arms up. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to the shins, belly rises. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Arms come up. Exhale, hands to either side. Awesome. Let's inhale, float the arms up. As you exhale, we're going to hinge from the hips, fold forward. Inhale, belly rises, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. We're going to plant the palms and walk both feet back into plank. In our plank position here, we're going to slowly descend, bring the belly, chest, and chin down. And we're going to come into our cobra pose. So we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, and the tops of the feet are going to root down into the mat so that the kneecaps lift up. So from here, we're going to zip the elbows in towards the midline of the body. You're going to feel the heart shine forward here. And pressing into the palms, you're going to inhale, lift through the front of the chest. Hold here for a full cycle of breath. Full inhale. Exhale down. We're going to do three more. Pressing through the palms and the tops of the feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale, float up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale, press through the palms. Elbows reach back. Exhale, come down. We're going to curl through the back of the toes, and options here to either float through table or press yourself up if you're building strength. And we all meet in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, we're going to take a full cycle of breath here. Full inhale, full exhale. On your next breath, We're going to bring the right foot forward in between both palms. And we're going to come into a high runner's lunge. So you're on the balls of the back left foot, right foot rooted. Find balance and stability through both feet. And then you're going to inhale, bring both arms up. From here, we're going to do a couple rounds. We're going to exhale, reach the arms back like we're sitting in for a runner's lunge. 3 more rounds. Inhale, rise up. Exhale back. 2 more. Inhale, floating the arms up. Maybe you look up. Exhale back. Maybe you find depth in the right thigh on your last round. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, float the arms back to hold here. Shine the heart forward. Breathe. Full cycle of breath. Full inhale. Full exhale, look down. Root the palms down. Step the right foot back into plank. Full inhale here, and then descend your way on the exhale, coming back into that cobra pose. We're going to do another 4 rounds here. And the same thing, you can bring the hands underneath the shoulders like we did in the first round, or if you'd like a different option, you can bring the hands out into a T-shaped position, pressing into the fingertips only and rooting the palms up. So kind of lifting the arms here. So a couple options to open up the chest. But when you're ready, root through the tops of the feet. Press the palms down if you're in baby cobra or the fingertips. And from here, you inhale, rise up. Exhale down. Using the strength of the spine. Inhale, float the upper chest, heart shines forward. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale, float up. Exhale down. 1 more round. Inhale, tops of the feet, press down, heart shines forward. Exhale down. Your choice on floating your way up, meeting in downward facing dog. Awesome. We're going to pedal up the feet here. Take a full cycle of breath. Full inhale. Full exhale. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, float the left leg forward. And then root the left foot in between both palms, coming into runner's lunge on the other side. Inhale, floating up. So you're on the ball of the right foot behind you. As you exhale, arms reach back, heart shines forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale, float up. Exhale, back. 1 more. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, arms reach back, hold here, heart shining forward. Full cycle of breath. As you exhale, look down, allow the gaze to look down. Root both palms down, left foot steps back. Hold here in plank, full inhale. As you exhale, descend your way. So here you're finding a flow, finding your cobra as you inhale, shining the heart forward, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath. Full inhale, full exhale through the nose. On your next inhale, you're going to look forward in between both palms and slowly walk or jump both feet forward. Inhale, hands to the shins. Exhale. Inhale all the way up to standing, arms come up. Exhale, hands to either side. Awesome. So we've warmed up a little bit. Our next posture is going to be that high runner's lunge, but we're going to omit the vinyasa flow in between. We're going to be a little bit more of a static hold, but we're going to be working on opening the shoulders, the back of the shoulder blades, and kind of giving strength to the lower body. So we're going to start off by taking a big step back with our right foot. And from here, kind of assess what works best for your stability and your balance. So you can adjust your stance by widening the front foot over to the edge of your mat. So you can bring it into the midline, see what works best for you. You're going to root down through that entire back foot so the right heel is rooted. The right foot can be slightly on a 45-degree angle. Both edges of the hips are aiming forward. And then from here, you're going to inhale, bring both arms up to the sky. This time, as you exhale, you're going to bend to the elbows, allow the palms to face forward. So really press through the back of the shoulder blades if the shoulder blades are coming together, almost as if you're pinching them through that midline. From here, shine the heart forward. Take a full inhale, full exhale.
On your next inhale, you're going to inhale, lift both arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring the arms back to cactus. Hold there. And two more rounds. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring the arms to cactus. Shoulder blades still squeezing together along the back body. One more. Inhale, float up. Exhale, come back. Squeeze arms into cactus. Hold here, full cycle of breath. And then as you exhale, the hands can come to the hips. You can release the front left thigh and then the right leg meets the left. Awesome, we'll do the left side. So from here, we're gonna take a big step back with the left foot. Find the balance that works for you in holding your lunge. Back foot is rooted, outer edge is nice and grounded into the earth, heel is planted. From here, allow both corner edges of the hips again to aim towards the front of the room. Find a little depth in that thigh, and then inhale, bring both arms up. Take a full cycle of breath as you exhale. Bring the arms into cactus, abdomen draws in, back of the shoulder blades touch. Take a full cycle of breath here. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, elbows reach to either side of the room, and the shoulder blades pinch together again. Two more. Inhale, float up. Exhale, down. Slow and controlled movements. Last round. Inhale up. Exhale down. Hold there. Full cycle of breath. And then when you're ready, slowly hands to the hips, and then the last leg will meet the right. Also, we're going to shake it all out in the flow. We're going to inhale, float both arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Fold. Inhale, belly rises halfway up. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms. Walk or jump both feet back into plank. Take a full cycle of breath here. As you exhale, descend your way. In downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, we'll take a full cycle of breath, breathing in and out through the nose. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the right foot forward and between both palms. Root through the heels here. Rise up, find warrior one. Full inhale here. As you exhale, open up through warrior two. So find depth in the front right thigh here. Open up to the front of the chest. Shoulders reach to either side of the room. Maybe you find a gaze past your fingertips looking forward here. Full inhale here, and then slowly, as you exhale, find exalted warrior. Right arm reaches back. Left arm can wrap around the low back, or left hand can press on the other thigh. Full cycle of breath here. Full inhale. As you exhale, you're going to windmill both arms, bring both hands to the hips. Lengthen through that right thigh, and then allow the right toes to pivot forward. So both toes are facing forward, and you're in a nice wide stance here. We're going to come into a big wide-legged forward fold. So we're going to bring the hands to the hips, full inhale. As you exhale, you're going to hinge from the hips, fold forward. So lots of options here for the hands. You can kind of stay here with the spine at a 90-degree angle. You can bend the knees here if you feel the sensations in the hips are becoming a little too intense. Or if you want to find more depth, you can slowly allow the head to reach down towards the earth, back of the neck nice and long. And you can kind of guide the hands along the legs and see if you'd like to place the hands onto the shins, in between the feet, or even walk them out and stretch the back here. You're going to be here for a couple breaths, so you can kind of find the hand position that works best for you. Remember to breathe in and out through the nose here. A couple more breaths. Rooting down to the outer edges of the feet here. Really push the tailbone back up towards the sky. One more breath. Listening carefully, you're going to slowly walk the hands over to that left foot. You're going to pivot the left toes forward. So you're coming into a lunge onto that left leg. So the right leg is behind you, nice and extended. Rooting through both heels, you're going to inhale, rise up through warrior. You're going to exhale, open up through warrior two. Find depth through the front of the left thigh. Move down to the outer edge of the right foot here. Find a steady gaze. One more breath. As you exhale, left arm reaches back and tilted warrior. Full inhale here. As you exhale, windmill through the arms. Press the palms down here. Step the left foot back into plank. Full inhale and plank, and then as you exhale, find your flow. Meeting in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath, breathing in and out through the nose. As you exhale, you're going to look forward in between the palms, walk or jump both feet forward. Inhale, belly rises halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Arms come up. Exhale, hands to the other side. Awesome. We're going to do another exercise here. Kind of cool ourselves down and off just a little bit. We're going to come into a standing posture, kind of like we're getting ready to do tree pose. And we're going to bring our arms into cactus in just a little bit. So similar to that motion that we were doing when we were in our lunge, and we were bringing the arms and drawing the shoulder blades nice together along the back body, you can do the same thing, but in a standing position. So it's kind of like a cactus arm reach. So from here, we're going to inhale, lift both arms up. As you exhale, you're going to bend the elbows, palms face forward. So from here, you're going to actively draw those shoulder blades together along the back body. So the heart is going to shine forward. The ribs like to pop out here a lot. So try to draw them in. So almost as if the shoulders are stacked on top of the hips. Draw the shoulders away from the ears here, palms face forward. And we're going to do a few rounds. So we're going to inhale, float arms up. Exhale, still shoulder blades drawn together, slowly come down. Palms facing forward as you inhale up. Exhale down. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale, arms rise up, heart shining forward. Exhale down. 2 more. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, rise up. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale down. Slowly bring the arms down. And give your shoulders a nice little shrug. And we'll slowly shake that off with a flow. So let's inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold. Inhale, belly rises halfway up. As you exhale, fold, plant the palms, step both feet back into plank. Full inhale and plank, and as you exhale, descend your way, whether it's Sini Chaturanga or table, meeting in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, we're going to take a full cycle of breath here. Full inhale, full exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the right leg up towards the sky, point the toes. Slowly bring that right foot forward in between both palms. Slowly descend the knee here. So you're coming into a low lunge. From here, you're going to inhale, float the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, you're going to come into a twist. So you're going to bring the left forearm to the right thigh here. And then from here, depending on your mobility and how you feel, you can keep the left forearm on the right thigh, or you can bring the left hand to the inside of the right foot. So your option. And then with the right arm, you can keep the right hand at the right hip, encourage that right shoulder and right elbow to reach back towards the wall behind you. Or if you'd like, you can kind of come into a gentle twist where the right arm reaches up towards the sky, slightly in front. Kind of like you're giving someone a high five. So lots of options in this little twist. You're here for a few more breaths, so find what works best for you. Moving slowly. And then in your last breath, hold wherever you found the posture that works best for you. Full inhale. As you exhale, slowly allow your gaze to look down. Root the palms down, right foot steps back into plank. Full inhale here. As you exhale, descend your way. Meeting in downward facing dog again. So from this point forward, you can continue to cycle through the flows if you'd like. Although at this point, if you'd like, you can also skip them and go right into downward facing dog or child's pose, just to start to cool down a little bit even more. We're going to be here for another full cycle of breath. When you're ready, left foot is going to reach up towards the sky, point the toes, full inhale. And then slowly as you exhale, float that left foot forward in between both palms. Coming into that low lunge again, right knee descends down. And then inhale, float both arms up. As you exhale, you're going to bring the hands to the hips just to assess how you're going to begin to twist, moving with conscious awareness. So just slowly bringing that right forearm over to that left thigh. Left hand can stay on the left hip, abdomen drawn in, and then slowly begin to twist over. If you'd like, right hand can come to the inside of the left foot. Left arm reaches forward. Or staying kind of closer towards the torso with the forearm on the thigh and hand on the hip. Finding the stillness. Holding there for a full cycle of breath, full inhale. And then as you exhale, untwist, unwind. Root the palms down, step the left foot back into plank, full inhale here. As you exhale, descend your way. Meeting in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath, full inhale, full exhale through the nose. On your next exhale, you're going to look forward in between the palms and slowly walk both feet forward. Inhale, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Arms come up. And then exhale, hands to either side. Awesome. We're going to slowly come into another static hold here. So we're going to bring both feet, or sorry, not both feet. We're going to bring our left leg back. We're going to pivot through the toes, so we're going to come into that wide-legged stance here. So find the positioning that works with the space that you've provided for yourself. So in that wide-legged stance, at the beginning we had the hands at the hips. So this time we're going to bring the hands along the back body and interlace the hands together so you create a fist. So you can bend the elbows here if you'd like, if you're already feeling a little bit of a sensation across the shoulders and the front of the chest. And from here, take a nice deep inhale, draw the belly in. And then as you exhale, begin to hinge forward, almost as if the crown of the head is reaching for in between both feet. And then from here, the arms can find a range of movement that works best for them. Not overextending or hyperextending, just slowly and gradually allowing the fist to reach up towards the sky. You can always keep the elbows bent and know that over time you're slowly working towards that. The elbows reach to either side of the room so that you still feel the openness across the front of the chest. We're here for 2 more breaths here, breathing in and out through the nose. 1 more breath. And then on your next inhale, slowly inhale, rise all the way up. You can slowly heel toe your feet together. Then we'll meet at the front of the mat. We're going to shake it out with 1 more flow. Again, it's optional. You can skip it and meet us in downward dog, or if not, just flow through. We're going to inhale, float both arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, belly rises halfway up, hands to the shins. Exhale, plant the palms, walk or jump, both feet back into plank. Cycle through, whether it's chaturanga or through table. Meeting in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath. Full inhale. Exhale, let it out. And slowly begin to bend the knees here. Bring the knees out nice and wide to either edge of your mat, And then you're going to just allow for enough room for the torso to drape in between the thighs. So both knees nice and wide. And then arms out nice and long in front of you, palms resting down. Maybe even the forehead comes down to rest onto the mat or the earth. And just take a few inhales here through the nose and exhale side out. Just breathing out through the mouth. So inhale through the nose Exhale, sign it out. Just letting the hips soften towards the heels in the next few exhales. Noticing how the breath has perhaps returned to its natural rhythm. Just breathing here, finding softness through the lower body. I'm going to take a quick look at the camera. Everything's good. When you're ready, slowly at your own pace, begin to peel yourself out into a tabletop position. Resting your hips off to one side, and then slowly bringing your legs forward. Give your legs a nice little shake here. And we're just going to come into a nice seated forward fold and clasp with a couple postures towards the earth and make our way into Shavasana. So we're going to come into a seated forward fold next. We're going to inhale, arms parallel to the earth. You can flex both feet here, and as you exhale, slowly hinge through the hips. Allow the torso to drape over the thighs. The hands can rest onto the shins, on the outsides of the shins onto the mat. You can bend the knees here as much as you need to alleviate any sensation on the hamstrings or the back of the thighs. Maybe the hands reach to wrap on the outsides of the feet. Again, just play around with it. See what works best for you. See how your mobility perhaps changes from one day to the other, and that's all okay. You're just being the watcher and observer of your body and assessing and moving through it. Take a couple more rounds of breath here. Maybe on your last couple exhales, you imagine that the torso is draping over the thighs even more. Maybe one day, the forehead reaching past the toes. One more breath. On your next inhale, slowly inhale, come up. Awesome. We're going to slowly make our way down towards the earth. We're going to bring our spine down towards our mat. We're going to keep the knees bent here, soles of the feet rooted into the earth. And we're going to come into thread the needle posture. So we're going to start with the right leg first. We're going to bring the outside of the right ankle to rest onto the left thigh. So we're creating the shape of a figure 4 with the legs. And you can stay here if you'd like, or for more depth, you can begin to lift the left leg up. If you'd want more of a challenge, you can begin to interlace the fingertips behind the left hamstring or over the left shin. Your choice. Just keeping aware that you're still encouraging that right corner of the hip to open. Continue to breathe here in and out the nose, finding softness there with each and every breath. Holding here for another full cycle, full inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release, switching sides. So right foot comes down, left ankle crosses onto the right thigh, left knee opening up to that left side of the room here. And then again, finding the depth that works best for you. So either interlacing the hands right away behind the right hamstring, or keeping that right foot rooted onto the mat. And just basking in that breath. The full inhales, full exhales. Maybe with every exhale, you draw that right thigh closer towards the chest. Another full cycle of breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly bring the right leg down, left foot down. Give yourself a little freestyle moment. You kind of shake it out, adjust the spine as needed. And then when you're ready, we're just going to come into a very passive inversion just before we go into Shavasana. Just gonna slowly and gently bring both legs up towards the sky. You bring the palms down to either side of the body, pressing down for balance. You can point and flex the feet here and move them around clockwise and counterclockwise. And just letting gravity pull the circulation in the opposite direction for a few breaths. Kind of enjoying the conscious stillness and the postures that we hold for a little bit longer as we slowly, consciously bring our body into stillness when we get to Shavasana, the corpse pose. And then only when you're ready, slowly beginning to melt into your mat, bringing the legs nice and long, arms nice and long, and coming just into that stillness. Letting the breath kind of wash away all the little creases and edges, and smoothing everything out. And as you breathe in and out the nose, allowing the eyes maybe to soften and close if they haven't already closed. Allowing all the muscles around the face and the eyebrows to relax. Shoulders soften into the earth. Shoulder blades melt. Arms soften. Abdomen softens on your next breath. All the muscle around the thighs begins to melt into the earth. Calves soften all the way to the toes. More than welcome to stay here for as long as you feel necessary. Or when you're ready, you can slowly roll over to one side and press yourself up. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember that class on Tuesdays runs at 3:30, Fridays at 11. It's always a joy to teach in front of you. Until we meet again, enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.